When it comes to King of the Hill characters, Lucky, yeah, he's something else.
Action. Cut.
Ow!
Hey folks, welcome to Squirrel Tactics, the weird black sheep of the King of the Hill community. If you haven't already, give us a like and a subscribe, and don't forget to check out our Patreon. Anywho, let's do this thing. Lucky Kleinschmidt, yeah, we learned his real name in Lucky's wedding suit.
Then I pronounce Lucky Kleinschmidt and Luanne Platter, man and wife.
Better known as Lucky to everyone, including his sister Myrna, voiced by the late great Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, heartbreaker, and traveling Wilbury Tom Petty. We get a few different versions of how he received his nickname, first in his first appearance in The Redneck on Rainy Street.
Lucky. Why they call you Lucky? True story. I was at Costco one day and all of a sudden the nature called. Yelled is more like it. So I hightail it into the John and there's some sensitive guy changing his little boy's diaper on one of them baby ironing boards. And don't you know I slipped on pee-pee and broke 2 vertebrae which had to be fused together? I'm in constant pain, but by God, I got me a $53,000 settlement.
Then a slightly different version in Luanne Gets Lucky.
But the cable snapped. I went to the Costco to buy a new one, slipped on pee-pee, got my settlement monies, and the rest is history.
And yet another version in Arlen City Bomber.
I know. I'll get another cash advance on my credit card.
Good idea. If I'd never gotten an advance on my credit card, I never would have gone to the Costco to buy a 78-inch TV. Never would have slipped in pee-pee, never would have got my settlement money.
Lucky is quite the interesting character, seeing as he's a bit of a scammer, as seen with him suing whoever he possibly can, including Strickland Propane after being injured in Dale's basement.
Ew.
But, as we see in several episodes, he has a code of honor he lives by, such as returning what he borrows.
Here you go, 2 dollops of shaving cream I borrowed from you last week. Keep the baggie as interest.
Thanks, Lucky, but you really didn't have to.
Yes, I did. It'd be against my code of honor to borrow something and not pay it back. As my grandpappy used to say,
Perfect. He's got a grandpappy.
As well as paying for anything he breaks.
We'll just call this one the Unknown Soldier.
no, ain't Peggy. I broke it. I gotta buy it.
Lucky, forget it. No one's ever gonna know.
I'll know.
And that if you make a promise, you keep it.
In my family, we live by a code. We don't steal, and if we make a promise, we damn well keep it.
He never graduated high school. In fact, he never made it past the 9th grade.
My formal education ended at the 9th grade. That's when I started smoking. And they wouldn't let me smoke in school, so...
Wonderful.
I can't even say it was the wrong choice since I've been smoking ever since.
And in educating Lucky, he attempts to get his GED so that he can marry Luanne.
I'll start a family with you, Luanne. Even shack up with you. But I made a promise. Without my GED, I ain't good enough to marry you. No way. I just can't.
When this doesn't happen because Peggy pulls a Peggy and intentionally teaches him incorrect answers, he still sticks to his guns.
I wish there was some way around this, but there ain't. God knows I wish there was. But a man that breaks his code is no kind of man.
But eventually he proposes when Hank is forced to force him to.
Leanne Platter, would you make me the happiest man in the... Hold on. Is that gun cocked? It's gotta be cocked.
I'm not gonna cock it.
Okay. I'm in no position to make demands. Just a second. Uncle Hank, now you gotta kick me in the ribs.
Come on, this is ridiculous. I said I'd hold the gun, but
We also see in Hank Fixes Everything that he follows the code of the line when he learns that his favorite band, Brownsville Station, is having a reunion tour.
The radio just said Brownsville Station are doing a reunion tour. Still smoking in the boys' room.
He waits for a little over 6 days for tickets, not allowing Luanne to leave, but letting Bobby go.
Hold on, Bobby. Are you still in school?
7th grade.
Then run along, Professor.
What about the code of the line?
The code acknowledges that the children are our future.
And once he gets his obstructed view seats,
Directly in front of the speaker tower to the left of the stage.
You know those seats are obstructed view.
Not when Mike Lutz climbs up there and plays his guitar solo. For those 10 minutes, they're the best seats in the house.
he waits in line again so that he can get the right size t-shirt.
I want to make sure I get a t-shirt in my size. They always run out of ladies' medium.
Yep, you heard him, ladies medium. We also learned in this episode that it was Brownsville Station that inspired him to start smoking and to play guitar,
Brownsville Station is your favorite band ever. They inspired him to play guitar and to smoke.
which he does for the band Big Mountain Fudge Cake.
Oh, God.
But to be fair, he sticks to his musical artistic vision, even refusing to play in front of hundreds of people at a paying gig for the Strickland family picnic.
Yeah, well, the cake don't sell out.
At some point before he received his slipped-on PP money, he worked for a corn chip factory in Waco, which gives us the B-plot to Arlen City Bomber.
No, sir. This old boy won't eat a corn chip out of a bag no more. See, I used to make 'em. Had a hairnet and everything. You ain't tasted nothing till you've tasted a corn chip right off the line.
Oh, someday I would like to try that.
I'm gonna help you run down that dream, Bobby.
And we see that Lucky is willing to use his high tolerance for pain and willingness to sue in order to help Bobby run down his dream.
So here's my plan. I climb this fence and get you a chip.
That's your plan. It took you 2 days to think of that?
I had to cover all the angles.
Are you okay?
Well, I got some pain here and some suffering here.
And based off Bobby's reaction, it may well have been worth it.
Oh, my God.
Ain't it the truth?
Though Lucky isn't in the greatest shape afterward.
Bobby, can you drive a stick shift and keep me awake?
Many believe him to not be the smartest, but at the same time, he's not at all dumb.
The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. Your homework is to read the first 50 pages, which we will discuss tomorrow.
Hope it's okay with you, but I already done that. Luanne mentioned we were going to read it.
Oh,
Now, I get the feeling that the river ain't just a river, like it's supposed to represent something. Am I way off base here?
let me just refresh myself.
He learned everything wrong that Peggy taught him.
Name the 3 states of matter.
Solid, liquid, and gel.
Correct! Yeah!
Wait a minute. That doesn't sound right. But, Mom, I thought...
Bobby, fire drill! Come on, drop and roll! Go, go, go! Go, go, go! That's it! You can do it, Bobby! Good boy! Come on, little man! Yeah!
He's the only one who figured out that it was Hank and Peggy who had sex in the train bathroom in Strangeness on a Train.
You really enjoyed yourself this evening, didn't you, Aunt Peggy?
You know?
Good for you. Happy birthday, Aunt Peggy.
He was pretty confident that he'd solved the train's murder mystery. Granted, this was because of his love for detective shows.
See, I've got an unfair advantage. Thanks to TV Land reruns, I'm a bit of a student of the NBC Mystery Wheel. Columbo, McLeod, Macmillan and Wife, and the underappreciated prairie detective, Heck Ramsey.
And he was the one to suggest checking people's feet next to the footprints left on the mirror.
With all due respect, Inspector, them footprints are still on the mirrors, and that's where the great Quincy would look first.
He also figured out that Luanne's dad Hoyt had been in prison rather than on an oil rig rather quickly.
Well, I'm a lot better now. Here, I owe you. See, on the oil rig, he's like money.
Dad, were you in the state oil rig or the federal?
Smart man. That means we're like family.
He's pretty good with the ladies, or at least blondes. He gets Luanne, and Nancy had this to say.
I don't know. There's something about that one tooth of his that's kind of sexy.
Don't worry, Peggy here. Lucky won't be around forever. He got hunting accident written all over him.
Oh, shush. Here he comes.
Ladies, Family Feud's at Dawson if y'all want to come on in.
He and Luanne first met in taking care of business when he and his redneck friends try to show off Lucky's new truck to Con. But instead, the truck attracts Luanne.
Stupid rednecks! We can't hear ourselves watch TV.
Oh, look at you, baby girl. You like my rims.
They're very nice rims, Yes.
Both Hank and Peggy aren't fans of Lucky. However, Hank finds him useful when he figures out a way to keep Arlen's football team from being disqualified for poor field quality.
They think I ain't got Jack under the hood.
And, you're just gonna sit here and take that? You ever think that maybe they're the ones who ain't got Jack under the hood?
What'd you say, boy?
I'm just saying none of y'all got Jack under the hood. Well, y'all have a pleasant evening.
Which, it looks like, gains him some form of respect from Hank, but it costs Lucky 400 hours of community service and a fine. But
I love you!
And plus, I got me some of that. Damn.
We also learned in that episode that Lucky's $53,000 settlement had been whittled down to about $18,000 at that point, and in Lucky's wedding suit that it's gone down to about $9,000.
Well, now, my settlement money was down to $9,000 after buying my new truck rims.
But he's able to get another $53,000 from his lawyer to just make the whole situation go away, and he uses part of that as a down payment for a house on Rainy Street. We're not quite sure of his age, seeing as he's referred to as both 36 and 38, and as far as religion goes, he frequents the Point After Lounge on Sundays and church hopping.
You can blame it all on me. I was wrong, and I just can't live without you.
But in Born Again on the 4th of July, he takes Bobby to a more fire and brimstone type church.
This is your church? It sounds like somebody's dying in there.
No, Bobby. Someone's being born.
Partially centered around Bruce Lee.
We are all sinners, each and every one of us. Sinner. Sinner, big sinner, who repented. The wise karate man knew the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom. Amen!
And of course, that leads to us getting this gem.
You took the wrong message from what that preacher was screaming at you. You shouldn't go throwing rocks at others until you've thrown a bunch of rocks at yourself.
He's also not a fan of hospitals.
Sorry, but I don't do hospitals. Everyone I know that's died has been shot in the woods and then taken to a hospital where they died.
And he's smart enough to cover himself in Vaseline in order to avoid capture.
Come on, Lucky, we're doing this for your own good. Hey, man. What's going on? I can't get a grip.
He keeps slipping away. It's like happiness.
Nah, this is Vaseline.
No hospital.
But eventually the guys are able to get him after he gets drunk on mouthwash.
No hospital.
Now you can come quietly or we'll wait until you pass out. Your call.
And we also know that Lucky is a fan of gentlemanly pursuits.
Sorry, but stumping is a gentleman's pursuit.
So is sticking and catfisting and everything you do.
Luanne, my life would be easier without this passion, but it wouldn't be as full.
Lucky is one of the more realistic characters on the show. He's a redneck who's smarter than he looks, who keeps a code of ethics, and is rather loyal to his family.
Come on, Bobby. Your dad asked us to gather as much ladybird poop as we can find. We're moving out at 2100 hours. I don't know how many old clocks that is, but we'll figure it out together.
He may not have been what Peggy wanted for Luanne, but he treats her pretty damn well. Overall, Lucky may have some rough edges.
I put some syrup in your soda because I know you like stuff sweet.
How many spoons?
I don't know. I just poured.
Bobby, you poured good. Why don't you treat yourself to one?
You sure know how to live, Lucky.
But he also has some of the best B-plots in the series.
You look like I feel whenever I run over one of my dogs.
And as far as what I think they'll probably do with Lucky in the revival, considering that Tom Petty has passed away, I figured they'll have Lucky and Luanne simply move to Montana to help run the family ranch. That's at least what makes sense to me.
Sometimes the world is cruel to shiny things. The cat burglar inside me can appreciate a job well done, but the fraidy cat inside me says run like hell. See, I got 2 cats inside me.